The top of the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Mariners. Cora, Rodriguez, and Ken Griffey Jr. James Baldwin has retired 13 out of the last 14 Seattle hitters as misses that pitch. Comes in with that one, pops it up. Durham going back. Abbott coming on. He's there. Drops the ball. Wow.
Well, let's see what happens right here. Maybe he might have just put the glove out in front of his eyes. Does not have glasses on, so there's not a sun factor. Boy, just a little bit of concentration. It happens to everyone. Boy, you just
squeezed it too quick.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you get that glove up in front of your face.
Yeah.
So Cora with 12 stolen bases and 17 attempts. As that fastball misses the outside corner. Rodriguez 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first. Two and 0 the count. Made a good pitch on him right there. So he's a little closer, 2 and 1.
He just aces them. Fastball knee high right on the outside corner.
On 2-0. That's nasty. Cubs leading the Astros 1-0. Top of the 4th inning in Houston. Sammy Sosa, number 47.
All right.
There's a chopper. Robin. Durham, they're not going to turn over Rodriguez on that, but they do get Cora, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, you're just praying for a double play right there because you got Junior up at the plate. He represents the go-ahead run, but he also has that hole between first and second to shoot for on the ground. Much more hitting area on that right side now. Rodriguez gets down the line just way too good. There's no way you're going to turn a double play.
Junior has popped to Cordero and line hard to Bell and left. First pitch strike. Now Robin wants to call timeout and have a chance to give him a pearl of wisdom.
And this week on Bull Sox Underground, you can tee off with the Sox at the Hawk and Wimpy Open. Go inside the Bullpen Sports Bar. That ought to be fun. And visit with catcher Robert Machado and hear from GM Ron Schuler. That's tonight at 6:30 on Fox Sports Chicago. Bull Sox Underground, the show behind the show.
Rodriguez, pretty good lead over there as time is called. He tried to steal back in the first inning and was nailed at second. Foul tipped. So the count 0-2. Junior really took his head off that pitch. That's backing out of play. Look at the barrel out front there.
Well, he got that pitch inside, fortunately, instead of out over the plate. Okay.
Tell you what, he is worth the drive to watch play. Cute sign. 5-hour drive to CU Junior. A little bigger lead now by Alex. He takes off. Curveball. He's going to pick up the steal. Junior strikes out. 2 gone. So Alex now with 36 stolen bases on the season.
He got Junior fishing right here on the curve. Well, that wasn't even close to being a strike. Very unusual for Griffey to go after that one.
Here's Edgar. He's walked and he is flying to center. Well, that's why it's so much tougher for a hitter to lay off the downer, the straight downer like Baldwin has, than it is with the one with a wider tilt. You can lay off the wider tilt fairly easy. But the one that goes straight down and they start it right at your thigh, especially if they throw it hard, boy, it's tough to lay off that pitch.
And we saw one of the greats of all time just fall for that trick.
Ooh. Close, didn't get it, and the count evens at 1. Couldn't get that one. So the 35-year-old veteran Edgar Martinez in the hole at 1 and 2. What just a marvelous hitter he has been. There for a while, I tell you, he was as good as anybody.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a weakness.
No.
Yeah, you
Big
could
hitting
pitch him
zone.
any. Oh. Up, down, in, out, fast, slow.
Did a great job of keeping the inside fastball fair. And he aces him right there with a curve. And that'll do it. Baldwin continues to pitch well. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. He leads it by 1.
Fox Sports Chicago brings you this Geico Direct moment.
Let's be direct. Ken Griffey Jr., who is in the home run race and sort of jumped back into it yesterday against the Chicago White Sox, taking a 1-2 forkball from Jamie Navarro and hitting his 42nd home run. Now, it's a long shot that Ken Griffey is going to break the record, but you never know because he can hit them in bunches.
Buy direct from Geico and you can drop a very expensive person from your car insurance policy. The middleman. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This man represents all the people who switched their car insurance to Geico last week. Sir, please raise your hand. 10,000 times.
Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Look inside a new Dodge Ram conversion van, and you'll find a virtual home on wheels. But take away features like the video system, captain's chairs, and plush interior, and you'll find the remarkable new Dodge Ram van with a more powerful Magnum V8 and strong unibody construction. After all, even a home on wheels should be built on a solid foundation. And with $1,500 cash back, you can start construction right away. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. And by ComEd, the official energy company of the Chicago White Sox. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
Albert Bell will lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Albert 0 for 2. He just missed one to center field in the 2nd, and he popped up to 2nd in the 4th. Takes a strike. Outfield playing him bunched just a little bit straight up. Davis off the line back at 3rd.
Boy, how about that job by James Baldwin? First guy gets on with an error. You got the big boppers, 3 of the best hitters in the game coming up, and he pitches out of that. That was just wonderful.
Yeah, a little ground ball, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah. Pitching around the trouble. And that's really great. Picking up the team that way is about as good as making a great defensive play yourself.
Well, Wimpy, it's even better because of the fact that, if you recall, the first 2.5 months of the season, Sox pitchers just did not pitch over any mistakes.
Right.
They didn't pitch over walks. They didn't pitch over errors. They didn't pitch over balls that should have been caught. As there's a base hit, that's going to be a little duck snort. Fisted out there, so the leadoff man aboard.
Now this is a good pitch by Facero in on the hands. Albert, with that great strength, just fights it over the infield.
But you know, if you get a staff out there who can't pick you up, who can't pitch over mistakes, it's going to make for a very, very long season. And what's happened now, really, since just before the All-Star break, is the fact that these kids are learning how, whether it be Nardi Contreras or Jerry Manuel or who, they're learning how to pitch over some of these miscues.
They are. Much better job.
Robin, he's 1 for 2. Check swing. And he did not go. Larry Barnett, the crew chief, he's at third. Bill Miller, again, having a fine game behind the plate. Breaking ball strike. Evens accounted 1. Checking some other scores for you. Blue Jays defeated the Angels 6-4 at Skydome. Bottom of the 6th in New York. Texas and the Yankees are tied at 5. Tigers beat the A's 6-4 in Detroit. As there's a shot base hit. So here come the good guys. 2 on, nobody out.
That away, Robin. He's 2 for 3. Boy, he got his hands in quickly right there. See what this, always a breaking ball. He hung that one up over the inner part of the plate. 82 miles an hour. You see Robin waiting right there.
That Cub Houston game now in the top of the 5th inning. Cubs still leading 1-0. Sammy Sosa's 47th homer, if you're just tuning in. Abbott squares to bunt. And that's foul. Abbott is grounded to short, and he has flied to center. Not a real good effort right there. More of a just stick it out there and hope you get it down.
Yeah.
Type attempt.
A little bit of a jab. Well, and he's trying to bunt to first also. You know, Segui, excellent defensively. Boy, he gets a jump on one. He's going to fire that guy out at third.
That's why Abbott got to be trying to get it down the third baseline.
Yeah. I always had a tough time bunting to first. I had to bunt to third.
Most guys are just the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I know. It was a little different, as you all know.
Yeah. Takes that strike. So now Abbott 0-2. Yeah, probably of 100% of the hitters, if you had to ask them which way they wanted to bunt the ball, right-handers I'm talking about, almost 100% will tell you first base. But no, the Whipperoo.
I hate it. I just couldn't get that angle right. The third base, all you do is put it down the first baseline. You're bad.
So Facero trying to pitch out of this 2-on, nobody out jam. That ball looped into center field. Junior makes the catch. Albert's going to give him a go. Junior can throw. A little bit off the mark, but what a throw by Ken Griffey Jr. Good job by Albert.
It's a great job. He saw that Junior was not going to catch this ball towards third base, or with all his momentum was going away from third base. So Junior, with the overhead catch, can't put as much on as he would normally. So Albert, very alertly, I'll tell you what, Albert's a pretty good base runner. He's a real good base runner.
Aggressive base runner.
Yeah. Excellent job.
So Cordero is the hitter. He has grounded to third, and he has walked. 2-8-1 for the Sox, 1-3-0 for the Mariners. As he looks at that pitch down low.
And most guys would not have attempted to go run on Junior's arm. But Albert, well, he got to the bag in a heartbeat. And as soon as he saw Junior a little bit off balance, he was gone.
Junior's got a gun. Outside, so Cordero in good shape at 2-0. This could be Cora. No, they don't turn it. Bell scores. So Albert's base running picks up another tally here in the bottom of the 6th, and the Sox lead it 3-1.
Well, Rodriguez stayed back just enough. The only chance right here, there's a high chop. Now he backs up a little bit right there instead of catching that short hop. And that was all Cordero needed to beat it.
Also, Cora did not do a good job right there. He caught it one-handed up high, brought it down, made the transition to transfer, and that gave Will another half a step. Here's Mags. He's 1 for 2. Fouls that pitch back. Mags a double, a run scored. I'll tell you what, Brett Boone would have turned that double play.
Yeah, he would have.
As there are some others as well. The way Ray's been going, Ray would have turned it.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
Watch what we're talking to. Watch Cora here now. Once he gets the feed from. First of all, he got to the bag in a hurry. Watch him reach up.
Yeah.
Now bring it down. Take it out. By that time. Too late. As this pitch into center field. Junior's there, makes the catch, but Sox pick up another one. We'll go to the 7th. Good guys by 2.
Hi, this is Jake Villeneuve. My name's Damon Hill. Hi, I'm Eddie Irvine. Catch me if you can.
Catch the Hungarian Grand Prix today at 4 on Fox Sports Chicago.
Passengers on arriving flights can be back on the concourse.
Hello? Mike, it's me. I just landed. How'd the meeting go? I think it went great. Terrific. Listen,
there's a new cellular service from Ameritech that's so clear, it's like you're there.
Lot C! We'll get on it first thing in the morning. All right, I'll see you then. Okay.
Virtually no static or interference. ClearPath, so clear, it's like you're there.
Now get a free phone and 300 minutes for only $45.
This week on Bulls Sox Underground. After playing 9, the Sox will play 18, and you're invited to tee off at the Hawk and Whippy Open. It's where all the diehards take in the action. Go inside the Bullpen Sports Bar. 98 has featured a lot of pleasant surprises on the White Sox roster. Former faces in the crowd, now diamonds in the rough. All that, the weekend review, and much more on Bulls Sox Underground. Tonight at 6:30 on Fox Sports Chicago.
There's only one, Bob Rohrman.
Once again, Bob Rohrman Schomburg Honda Automobiles is #1 in Chicagoland, #1 in Illinois, and #1 in the entire Midwest. Is it because of our great selection? Could be. Is it because of our great service? Possibly. Or is it because of our great prices? Definitely. Bob Rohrman Schomburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
You're watching White Sox baseball on Fox Sports Chicago.
Three 8-1 for the Sox, 1-3-0 for the Mariners. Here in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be David Segui, Jay Buhner, and Russ Davis to face James Baldwin. James gave up the run in the first inning. If you're just joining us, leadoff triple to Cora, the single by Rodriguez. Since then, just 1 hit. 4th inning double, 2-out double by Segui. Takes it up. And the count 2-0. Uh-oh. 3-0.
Time to refocus.
Yeah. This will be his 90th pitch. And there's a fastball strike. Most pitchers have an area, whether it be 70, whether it be 80, some very early in a ball game, but they have an area that they really, as that's ball 4, have to learn how to deal with. Second walk issued by Baldwin, but this comes leading off here in the top of the 7th. Just like we were talking the other day about Ken Cloud on Friday. His danger area was around 70, and sure enough, that's when the Sox started pouring some runs on. He got around 70 pitches.
Yeah. And of course, James had a very strenuous 6th inning too after the leadoff error. You know, you're facing Rodriguez, Griffey, and Edgar Martinez. He got 2 strikeouts and a ground out. So, see how he reacts right here.
And there's a huge difference when you're pitching under stress versus nobody on, as that's why errors are, especially leading off an inning, or walks, are just so critical, so crucial. If they come with 2 out, it certainly makes it a lot easier for the pitcher. Segui back. Buehner has struck out, and he has fouled out to Cordero. Of course, then you take your great pitchers, Greg Maddux and those guys. They have them as well, but they know how to deal with it.
Yes.
And they recognize it. He's behind Buehner, 2-0. Activity down in the Sox pen, right-hander Keith Falk, as Nardi Contreras comes out. Of course, the great pitchers, too. The stress on them when a mistake is made, as like last inning, a leadoff man reaches on an arrow. The stress is less on them because they have so much confidence in their ability. We talked a lot of times, you know, I play with pitchers. I'd make an error at playing first base, and they'd come over to me, especially Catfish Hunter. He'd come over and say, "Don't worry about it, Hawk. I'll bail you out." Drysdale used to do that with the Dodgers.
That's a heck of a feeling, because you feel miserable when you make an error, and you're liable to do it again because you feel so bad about yourself.
And what a difference when a guy comes over and says, "Don't worry about it, I'll bail you out."
Yeah.
High and deep. Albert back, looks up, and you can put it on the board. A 2-run blast by Jay Buehner, and it's a tie ball game. Number 12 for Buehner. He has driven in 41.
Well, he was just laying in the weeds for that one. 2-0 fastball. James walked the leadoff guy pretty much center cut or down and inner half. You couldn't have put this one on a tee any better for Buehner. Exactly where he likes it. He doesn't miss that pitch very often. Take another look at the replay. Ow. Just goes down there and gets it. Little bend with those knees. Gets the head of the bat down and out over the plate, and he knows it.
So the skipper, Jerry Manuel, out to the mound, and that will be all for James Baldwin. And our Ameritech call of the pin is for the right-hander Keith Falk, and we'll be back.
Fox Sports Net is proud to present English Premier League Soccer. Coming this August, each week to Fox Sports Net, you can witness the glory and passion of English Premier League Soccer.
What a splendid finish!
Watch the game's greatest players and its most famous clubs week after week. Newcastle hosts Charlton tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Chicago.
There's an island where the waters are still, where the only thing you have to do is lie on your back watching the waves rush in and out all day long, and where you'll need to go to recover after you return from our trip. Enter the Heineken Seek a True Adventure Sweepstakes, and you can win a trip to Costa Rica, Thailand, Mexico, or South Africa. And while you're at it, you might want to book your recovery vacation.
She must be mad at him.
No kidding. What do you think? You didn't take out the garbage?
Right here at C. Top of the 7th, Mariners on the strength of Jay Buhner's 2-run homer have tied it up, and Keith Folk, Wimpy.
Keith has worked in 49 ball games, 2-1, 1 save, 3.77 earned run average. 43 hits in 59 2/3, 18 walks, and 52 strikeouts. So the book on James Baldwin is closed. He gives up 3 runs on 4 hits. The big 2-run blast by Jay Buhner. He's the Cy Sperling candidate. And there is James. Good outing.
Yeah.
Quality start. I want to send out a big hello and get well soon wish to Russ Duzak, who's resting comfortably at home right now after some surgeries. Russ doing very well.
Russ Davis takes that pitch low and away. He struck out twice. So indeed it was against this real good offensive Mariner team. A good outing by Baldwin.
Yeah.
Slider strike to even the count at 1. Bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway, Minnesota leading the Red Sox 6-3. Bottom of the 7th at the stadium, Yankees and Rangers still tied at 5. Tampa Bay 6, Kansas City 2. Bottom of the 5th in KC. $25,471 in attendance this afternoon, and yet another good crowd with a lot of energy. Another shot. Abbott racing over. Davis on his way to second, and he will get there. 21st two-bagger.
That was a nice job of hitting right there by Davis. Good inside-out swing. Well, I'll tell you, if you're a right-handed hitter, you get one line shot into that right center field gap, you know you've done everything right.
So Marzano's job is to get him over. Folks got the play, takes it, and he makes it.
Yes. Not a good job here by Marzano. Watch this. He almost butcher boys this one. Didn't give with it. At bat moves forward. Boy, ideally, you just want to catch it with the end of the bat. So he's not able to do the job. And a nice job by Keith Folk recognizing the play and throwing to Robert Ventura for that putout. So Ibanez will have to drive him home from first with 1 out. Raul Ibanez. There's a strike on the inside corner. Ibanez 0 for 2 in this ball game. 26-year-old from Manhattan, New York. There's a changeup in the dirt. Marzano stays at first base. Ibanez last year, 304. Uh-oh. Hamstring there for Kruder. Ball in the dirt. Little grab there.
Could have been a cramp, maybe a hammy.
Well, hopefully it's just a cramp. Of course, being squatted down like that, It's not much fun.
Oh, I don't know.
Those hamstring pulls, boy, they are no fun.
Cramps aren't either.
No, but the cramp will go away.
Did you have many cramps when you played?
No, I had hamstring pulls. A lot of them.
Man, I only had one hamstring pull, but I used to have a ton of cramps.
Need to put more water in your system.
Well, they used to give us, of course, back in those days, perception was if it was a hot day and you were sweating and everything, you had to take those salt pills.
Yes.
And they used to make us take like 20, 25 a day.
Oh. And if you didn't have anything in your stomach, they were going to make you real sick.
And then they found out after all those years that those were bad for you.
Right.
Should have been taking potassium.
Yeah.
So all those myths,
Myths.
That we had to endure.
Remember when teams didn't even stretch?
How about when they wouldn't even let you drink water?
Yeah.
In spring training.
Yeah, that was good. 2-2 as that one just misses outside.
Thought it was bad for you.
Yeah. And they've found that drink as much water as you can possibly hold is the best. Ibanez pops this one up. Robin called off by Caruso. Mike makes the catch, and there's 2 gone.
Well, Wimpy, they lost me with all those things when a few years ago they came out with a study and a survey and this report that said mother's milk was bad for babies. That's when they lost me.
Yeah. Yeah, since the beginning of the world.
Somehow
Who was this guy anyway? Yeah, somehow that lost a little bit. Sheesh. Here's Joey Cora, tripled in the first inning, lead off the ball game, and he scored on the single by Alex Rodriguez, who's in the on-deck circle. 2 out, runner at first, a 3-3 tie. We got Jay Buhner to thank for that. 2-run homer in this inning, a tremendous shot to left center. Slider, no. And do you need another Sox cap? Well, you can get one in yellow courtesy of Vienna Beef when the White Sox play the Rangers Sunday, August 30th at 1:05. For tickets, call 312-831-1SOX and get your yeller hat. 1-0, yes sir, on the outside corner. 91 miles an hour from Keith Folk. Big boppers are coming up next. Rodriguez, Griffey, and Martinez. Slider down low. Joey Cora hitting at 271, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. He had 11 last year. He had a terrific offensive season. Strike on the outside corner. Cora, a 300 batting average, 54 runs batted in. Scoring 105 times. And Joey coming into this season a 277 career hitter. Outfield swung around the left for Cora, the switch hitter. Up and in, 3-2.
Got to get him right here. Preferably on 2-2, but didn't work.
No.
I think he had him right there. Bill Miller started to come up with that right arm. He flinched. Didn't do it. Watch his right shoulder if you can see it. That right shoulder coming up.
Yeah. You know, it looked like he cut that ball in on him a little bit, and maybe that late movement is what took the pitch away.
Well, it was close.
Very close. So here's A-Rod, bases loaded, 2 out. No, check that. First and second with 2 out. Marzano and Cora, the base runners. Griffey on deck. Good pitch on the outside corner. Flip to right center. Abbott, he's got it, and that'll do it. But 2-run homer by Buhner. We go to the 7th inning stretch, tied at 3.
Unlike other airlines, Southwest doesn't limit seats for frequent flyer award tickets. So if we've got a seat, it's yours. Not for keeps.
You are now free to move about the country.
Unlike other airlines, Southwest frequent flyer tickets can be easily transferred to friends and family members. Or perhaps someone else.
You are now free to move about the country.
This mom gave a butterfly its wings. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
There's an island where the waters are still, where the only thing you have to do is lie on your back, watching the waves rush in and out all day long, and where you'll need to go to recover after you return from our trip. Enter the Heineken Seek a True Adventure Sweepstakes, and you can win a trip to Costa Rica, Thailand, Mexico, or South Africa. And while you're at it, you might want to book your recovery vacation.
Runner does not go. That's hit to the alley right center field. Should be a play. Cangelosi and Baines. It's Baines. A throw back to first. And they double him up. Nice play by Harold Baines.
3-3 tie here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-5-0 for the Mariners. 3-8-1 for the good guys. It'll be Kruder. And back to the top of the order. And Ray Durham and Mike Caruso. And on that close 3-2 pitch right there to Joey Cora, when Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, walked over there, all and telling, been calling it all day. Why you? I like that. I like that. Guys back up their teammates. You just don't see enough of it anymore.
No, you don't. That shows you what kind of competitor James Baldwin is, too. Out there battling, then when he gets taken out of the game, he's staying on the bench, too, to cheer his teammates on.
Kruder 0 for 2. 1-1 the count. Ooh, close right there. Didn't get it. So 2 balls and a strike. Just tuning in, Mariners with 1 in the first, 2 in the top half of this frame. Sox with 2 in the third. 2-run homer by Durham. Picked up another one last inning. There's a shot. Base hit.
Come on.
Well, Kruder rounds first. He's on his way to second. He will get there. That's his 6th double. But more importantly, leading off to the bottom of the 7th. So now Ray's got to try to get him over.
Now, whatever it takes for Ray Durham to do it, set him up for Caruso. There you see a fastball. He leaves it up and out over the plate a bit. Didn't quite get it inside, and Chad Kruder, waiting in the weeds, rips it. Well, Chad obviously didn't pull his hamstring last inning.
That's probably a little bit of a cramp.
Yeah. Running pretty good around first base over there.
Wallace Johnson now having a little conversation with Durham.
And they're not pinch running, so he's okay. Yes, they are pinch running. Poof. I like this move, getting a speedster like Cameron. Bring in Machado. So if Ray's bunting right, anything is going to get him over the third base with the speed of Cameron. Doesn't have to be perfect now.
Well, it certainly takes a lot of heat off Durham. If in fact he is bunting the first one, he can try to really do about anything he wants to.
Yeah.
You go a two-way bunt. Now if he misses on that one, you still got another attempt. Strike on the outside corner. Bobby Howry. Outfield straight up. Davison on the grass at third and Segui at the cut of the grass at first. Long set. And very quickly the count 0-2. Well, right here, Facero's job is to, he's got some room on the outside, but his job right here, he's going to get Durham, try to get him hard and in.
You would think.
Lays off of it. 1-2 the count. Houston has tied up the Cubs at 1. A game in the top of the 7th now at the Astrodome. Sammy Sosa is homered, number 47. Ray, the infield single in the first, a 2-run homer in the third. 2 for 3 this afternoon. That's going to get the job done. That's a base hit. Here comes Cameron. He's going to score. And the Sox lead it 4-3. Mercy.
Ray Durham now with 50 runs batted in. And he took advantage of another mistake by Facero. Facero was ahead in the count. And he tries to get him with this hard slider down and in. He didn't quite get it in enough.
Tell you the thing I like about that at bat. Sure, the base hit's great, but Ray was still trying to get him over.
Yeah.
Trying to inside out it. Good job, Ray.
I'm like you. I think that fastball in would have been a lot tougher.
Oh, yeah. You got to get him hard. You got to get him in that situation.
You know, the slider's a great pitch, but if you leave it up a little bit, you know, that's what he's gotten in trouble. Whatever his mistakes have been with the breaking stuff today.
So great speed at first, great speed at the plate. Well, the slider being the off-speed pitch still gives the hitter more time to reroute his bat, manipulate it, and try to get something done. You put all the responsibility on the hitter when you throw him a fastball in. That popped up. Marzano coming back. He's there, makes the catch. And that's out number 1.
There he is.
Who is that, Wimpy?
Your favorite name of all time, Heathcliff Slocum.
I love that name. Here's Big Frank. He's 0 for 3. Going out to left, going out to center, and grounded to third. Fastball strike. I'll tell you, in that situation right there with Mike Caruso, I'm just convinced that he is much more effective when he's trying to lay it down on a drag than he is when he squares around.
Without a doubt. He's much better at that. He kind of jabs at the ball when he's squared around. This way he takes it with him. He just kind of nice and easy takes it with him. He's just good at it.
Broken bat. Nice pick by Davis. Cora. And they will turn it over. But the Sox get back on top. And we'll go to the 8th. They lead it 4-3.
Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
Let's crunch some numbers on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Right now, every Caravan comes with remarkably low 1.9 financing, or up to $1,500 cash back on Grand Caravan. Or on this Caravan, subtract $1,250 cash back, hit total, and your price is under $16,900, making it America's lowest-priced minivan. And imagine what all these savings can do for your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
I had a little disagreement with my friend Jim about Scotty. 16? It's 17. 16. He says 16, and he can prove it right now with three-way calling from Ameritech. Right in the middle of our conversation, he goes click, dial, click, and I hear.
Scotty, would you mind telling me your shoe size? My shoe size? 16.
So I say, no fair. He says, sure it is. Everybody's got three-way calling on their line already. No, it is unfair that you are friends with Mr. 8-time All-Star.
Well, it's 6 then.
It's 8?
No, 6.
Nice. 8.
6.
8.
Three-way calling from Ameritech. Just click, dial, click.
The Adrenaline Rush Hour, up next on TLC.
Every night, TLC's the place that moves you. Gets your heart pounding, blood racing, and it's all real. TLC's Adrenaline Rush Hour.
Lose yourself in it.
Every night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. TLC.
Adventures for your mind.
It's the top of the 8th inning, 4-3 good guys, and let's check out our Dodge drive of the game. This coming back into third. Look at the shot by Durham, 402-foot line drive, Wimpy.
Ray creamed it. Got a breaking ball. He also got a breaking ball last inning to break the tie. Solid single up the middle, driving in the 4th run of the ball game. So we've got some changes. Mike Cameron stays in the ball game to play center field. Robert Machado behind the plate as Chad Cooter got that big double. Cameron scored. And a new pitcher's Bobby Howry. Hold him right there, Bob. We got some tough outs right here. Howry, 24 games, 0-2, 293 earned run average. Bobby giving up 22 hits in 30 2/3, 26 strikeouts, 14 walks, and here's Junior.
Junior 0 for 3. Popped to first. Lined to Bell. And struck out. Outfield deep. Spread out. First pitch. Ball 1. Out in front, hooks it. Over in the corner of the Mariner dugout.
And if you're looking for a full day of entertainment, Friday, August 28th is the day to come to Comiskey Park. Last installment of the Miller Time Concert Series, Country Music Night. All starts at 4:05 with the Sox doubleheader against the Texas Rangers, followed by a post-game concert and fireworks show, courtesy of Miller Brewing Company. And for tickets, you can call 312-831-1SOX.
Good strike on the inside corner by Howry. And he's on top of ball and 2 strikes. Junior will not let a pitcher dictate the pace at which he wants to try to hit. Nice pitch. Good job right there by Junior to fight it off.
Oh, he's got quick hands, especially out over the plate like that.
There's a shot sucked up by Ventura over to Cordero. Nice play, and the lead man gone.
Well, Robin was there virtually on his lonesome. all by himself on the left side of the infield. The ball was hit pretty much towards the shortstop position. Robin very quickly to his left. It was a good pitch, a breaking ball down from Bobby Howery. Junior couldn't do a whole lot with that one.
Here's Edgar. He's walked, flied to center, and struck out. Outfield shading him to the right as that pitch misses low and away. On the outside corner, a beauty.
Whoa.
Got it right on by him.
Man. See, Edgar Martinez is a great all-around hitter. He handles the fastball and breaking ball equally well. Boy, that pitch, he didn't get to that last high heater, and you really have to mix up the pitches on him to get him out consistently.
Two and two. Well, we talk about this Mariner offense. They have such a good blend here. They got some outstanding breaking ball hitters, some great fastball hitters. Wimpy, I believe they're the only team to have outscored their opposition this year and still blow 500.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Good try. Obviously, pitching and defense,
not too good.
No. Payoff. Good pitch by Howery. Good job by Edgar.
See what that last pitch was on supervision. Boy, perfect. At the knees, right on the outside corner. Good job of protecting there by an outstanding hitter.
Ventura, two hopper, long peg, two gone. And a reminder, our next game coming away right here on Fox Sports Chicago will be Tuesday, second of that two-game set against the Halos from Edison Field in Anaheim. Game room at 8:30, followed by the Sox and the Angels at 9. That's Tuesday. David Segui stands in. David has struck out, doubled, walked, and scored. That's into left field. Albert, he's got a bead on the track. He got the ball. 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Howery. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, Sox by 1.
Look inside a new Dodge Ram conversion van, and you'll find a virtual home on wheels. But take away features like the video system, captain's chairs, and plush interior, and you'll find the remarkable new Dodge Ram van with a more powerful Magnum V8 and strong unibody construction. After all, even a home on wheels should be built on a solid foundation. And with $1,500 cash back, you can start construction right away. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
What does it take to win a Formula One race? A, 50 skilled technicians adjusting every aspect of the car's engine and suspension. B, a bank of computers analyzing oil pressure, coolant temperature, fuel consumption, and more. C, 6 sets of tires individually heated to provide maximum traction. D, a synchronized pit crew providing fuel and new tires in 7 seconds. Or E, one damn good driver.
Catch the Hungarian Grand Prix today at 4 on Fox Sports Chicago.
Bullpen Sports Bar at Comiskey Park is a great place to watch a Sox game or follow the draft. Now that's a relief pitcher. You won't find any disco balls in this Chicago hotspot, but if you're lucky, you might catch one of the horsehide kind.
Hey, Naglio, what do you want on your pizza?
It's a late night special in Anaheim, Tuesday night at 8:30 on Fox Sports Chicago.
Fox Sports Chicago's coverage of Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. The new Dodge. From cars to minivans to trucks, it's about change. The new Dodge. Discover Card. It pays to discover. Accepted where you see the Novus sign. And by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
4-3 Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Albert will lead it off. Takes first pitch ball. Albert 1 for 3. Single leading off the 6th inning. He scored. There's a nice pick. That ball had a lot of topspin on it. Davis throws him out. Thought that ball was going to eat him up.
Look, it had a chance. Those strong hitters, but when they hit grounders, there's a lot of topspin. Davis backs up on it. That looked like his only chance. Tough to charge that one, get it on the short hop. Good play. Fielded that one off to the side. He got a little bit better look at it.
Here's Robin. First pitch strike. Robin 2 for 3. A couple of singles. Yeah, if he tries to get in front of that ball, it is definitely going to eat him up.
Yeah.
Beauty right there by Facero, and the count 0-2. Yankees hitting in the bottom of the 8th inning with Texas tied at 5. We got a piece of John Marzano.
Good series for Robin, 5 for 11. A couple of RBIs and a homer.
Breaking ball, no. Activity down in the Sox pen. Bill Seamus.
He'll be out there in the 9th to try and close it out for Keith Polk.
Jam job, and it's just foul.
And Sox fans, when the Yankees come to town Friday, September 4th, ComEd will give the first 15,000 fans batting helmets. Game time 7:05, and thanks ComEd for the tickets. That's what it says. Call 312-831-1SOX. Last one, Duke.
What was that about now?
ComEd gave us some tickets. So thanks, ComEd. I just read them. I don't write them.
Full count. Ventura. Robert Machado on deck.
Ooh.
He got him. Just a second strikeout for Facero. 2 go.
Oh, that's a good pitch. He just took something off of that one. 80 miles an hour. Height was up a little bit, but the pace of that pitch was perfect. ...107 pitches for Facero.
Here's Machado. He will take first pitch strike. 4-10-1 for the Sox, 3-5-0 while the Mariners here in the rubber match of this 3-game set. Sox took the opener 14-2. It was 13-7 Seattle yesterday. 0-2 the count. In case you're looking to the Mariner 9th. Schedule hitters are Buhner, Davis, and Marzano, as there's a looper in the center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. The Sox with 11 hits on the afternoon. And here comes Cordero. 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Inside. Pitching matchups tomorrow night from Anaheim. Jim Parquet against Steve Sparks, and that game will be over WGN on Tuesday. It'll be our next game right here on Fox Sports Chicago. As there's a strike. John Schneider against Chuck Finley. So as I mentioned, the Sox will have 2 in Anaheim, 2 in Oakland, and 4 in Seattle. There's a shot into left. The ball really hooking and sinking right there. Ibanez gets it back in. So 2 2-out singles, and that'll bring up Ordonez.
I thought that ball was going to be right at Ibanez. He played back on it. Didn't really get a good read on that ball. Didn't even give an effort to make a catch in the air. Valtai breaking ball.
Mags 1 for 3, a double, and he has scored a run. There's a base hit. Here comes Machado. He's chugging. Here's a throw by Ibanez, cut off, and they will get Cordero back. Machado scores, and we'll go to the ninth. Sox lead it 5-3.
When we spread the wheels out a bit, moved the windshield forward a tad, lowered the step-up height a skosh, and widened the aisle a smidgen, we created a Caravan with 32 more cubic feet of room. It's remarkable what a few alterations will do. Now get up to $1,500 cash back on Dodge Caravan.
This gentleman got the door for 42 people. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
Maternity, Dr. Weiner.
Doc, we're on our way. I'm fine, but my husband's not breathing.
Tell him, breathe in, breathe out.
There's a new cellular service from Ameritech that's so clear, it's like you're there.
Another dad down in the waiting room.
Give him some air. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Doc.
Virtually no static or interference. Clear path, so clear, it's like you're there.
Now get a free phone and 300 minutes for only $45.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Baseball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox and Fox Sports Chicago.
It's the top of the ninth inning. Sox on top 5-3. And a reminder, the producer director for Chicago White Sox baseball on Fox Sports Chicago is James A. Angio. The associate producer is Dave Ross. Our assistant director is Kathy Mundy. Our stage manager is the mayor, Joe Grube. And our production manager is Moheen Ramsey.
And we've got a new pitcher for the White Sox here in the top of the ninth inning, Billy Seamus. 44 games, 4-3, he's saved 14. 2.56 ERA, that's good. Just 35 hits and 52 2/3, 16 walks, 40 strikeouts.
Jay Buhner. Boy, what a big run that was. Here's what Buhner did. His last trip in the 7th inning. A towering 2-run homer.
Yes.
As there's the strike. He cannot check it up in the count. 0-2. He's gone. Gas upstairs and the lead man down.
And Billy, Buhner's been vulnerable up there his entire career. He drops his hands and he will chase that high fastball. One of the reasons why he strikes out so many times is chasing that high heat.
Russ Davis takes first pitch strike. Oh, you are so right, Wimpy. If Jay Buhner had ever learned how to lay off a high fastball, he'd hit 300.
Yeah, he's more close to it, sure.
And more home runs. But he's still done all right for himself. 0-2 the count. Rob Ducey on deck to hit for John Marzano. Sox trying to close it out right here and make it 6-3 on this 9-game homestand. There's out number 2. He'll grab some bench. So here's Ducey. Gets that one by him. Ducey 1 for 10 pinch hitting this year, hitting at .235 on the season.
Yes.
So the Mariners down to their last bullet. 25,471. It's been a good crowd this afternoon. A lot of energy. A lot of them come to their feet. He's gone. Billy Seamus comes on and nails it down as the Sox take the rubber match of this 3-game set. They win it 5-3. And Wimpy, another good outing by James Baldwin. And what a day by Ray Durham.
Yeah, Ray Durham drives home 3 runs. The big one. Sox actually the 3 big runs coming in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. And Ray Durham a big afternoon. How about Billy Seamus coming on to strike out the side in the 9th? Sox playing very well this homestand.
And a reminder, be sure and join us Tuesday when the Sox take on the Anaheim Angels from Edison Field. Game time is at 9 with a game room at 8:30. And coming up next, it'll be the pennant chase joined in progress. So for my partner, the Whipperoo Tom Paciorek, our producer director Jim Angio, this is the Hawk Ken Harrelson. So long, everybody. You have been watching Chicago White Sox baseball coverage on Fox Sports Chicago, your home of Fox Sports Net.
What do you get when you add up all Dodge Neon's horsepower plus all of its interior room, both of which are greater than you'll find here, then subtract a hefty $1,500 cash back, hit total, and Neon is yours for under $10,500. Or instead of cash back, choose low 1.9 financing. Another way to save. And as they say, the numbers speak for themselves. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The ultimate Derek Jeter dream day. First, you call a girl. Tell her that you're preparing a perfect candlelight dinner for her. I throw in some R&B. I can't cook, so order some food. Tell them to give me the works and put it on my Discover card. Splash on a little cologne. Throw on your apron. The Discover card cashback bonus is the icing on the cake. What else would she want to do but to watch highlights of us winning the World Series in 1996?
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Hiya, son.
Hi, Dad.
I'm off to work now.
Okay, Dad.
With complete 24-hour service, Geico Auto Insurance starts working on your claim immediately.
Be careful with her.
We'll get you back in your car quickly, so you won't have to rely on alternate transportation. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Sox look for a win in Anaheim. Edison Field has been lit up this summer by a trio of talented angels. Robin Ventura will have to stay alive at the hot corner in a late-night affair. Coverage starts in the game room.
Oh, man! Don't tell me that's a rabbit's foot.
Don't worry. It wasn't anyone we knew.
Ugh!
Let's kick some tail.
Tuesday night at 8:30 on Fox Sports Chicago.
The legendary Babe Ruth passed away 50 years ago on August 16th, 1948. Yet after all these years, his name remains a prominent fixture in American culture. In our next segment, we'll visit the Babe Ruth Museum in Baltimore, and we'll hear from the Babe's granddaughter.
The incomparable Babe Ruth holds a prestigious spot in American folklore. So let's take you back to where it all began, at a place that is now a museum dedicated to the Sultan of Swat.
Hi, and welcome to the Babe Ruth Museum. We're just 2 blocks from Camden Yards, but today we're going to take a look at where Babe Ruth was born. He was born here back in 1895, and come on inside and I'll take you up to the bedroom. This is the room where Babe Ruth was born, February 6, 1895. Now, Babe's mother, Kate, this is her parents' home, and she came here to give birth to Babe and 7 other kids. Unfortunately, 6 passed away in childbirth or early infancy. Now, Babe was here and in around this place for the first 7 years of his life before he went to St. Mary's Industrial School. We're back downstairs on the first floor of the 3-story Babe Ruth birthplace. Now, as I mentioned, Babe was here until he was 7 years old, but he was an incorrigible youngster, and his innkeeping parents really couldn't keep up with him, and so they sent him to St. Mary's Industrial School, which is just about 3 miles from here, and it was at St. Mary's that Babe learned the great game of baseball. He stayed there until he was signed with the Baltimore Orioles in 1914. Several years ago, the Babe Ruth Museum invited the Baseball Writers of America to vote on the greatest moments in Babe Ruth's career. Now, the winning moment may be obvious when he hit 60 home runs back in 1927. Some of the other top vote-getters were his career home run total of 714, the called shot home run which he hit in the 1932 World Series, and his pitching record of 29 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. But maybe the story that has the most human interest about it is the little Johnny Sylvester story. Now, rumor has it that in the 1926 World Series, little Johnny Sylvester was a kid in New York who was dying of an unknown blood disease. Babe Ruth and the Yankees sent along 2 baseballs to pump up his spirits, and one was signed by Lou Gehrig. The other was signed by several Yankees, including Babe Ruth, who in fact did predict that he would hit a home run in Wednesday's game for little Johnny. Well, little Johnny listened to the radio, Babe hit the home run, and Johnny got well. Babe Ruth hit 714 career home runs, and we have an exhibit here at the Babe Ruth Museum that features every one of those home runs. What we do is give you the day the home run was hit, the pitcher that threw the pitch, and that pitcher's hometown. Today we've taken you on a tour of the Babe Ruth Museum, home of the Babe Ruth birthplace and the Baltimore Orioles Museum. I hope you've enjoyed the exhibits you've seen today. We're going to be having more exhibits as we expand into historic Camden Station, right over at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, just a long fly ball away from where we are today. Thanks for visiting. Be sure to stop by.
The death of the Babe occurred a half-century ago, yet to this day, his legendary home run prowess perpetuates his status as one of America's greatest icons.
His fans are just as loyal now as they were when he was alive. He did just go away. He didn't end. I don't think he'll ever end. He's still very much alive in everybody's heart and minds.
And it was the Babe's special way with kids that resounds to this day, making him such a lovable figure to so many.
I think it was just a gift he had. Even growing up when he was in St. Mary's, he tended to take the little ones under his wing, kind of be their protector. And he was raised in St. Mary's, which, as you know, is not just an orphanage, but an industrial school. And it was tough. It was tough. And I think after he got out and made good like he did, he never forgot where he came from.
From such humble beginnings rose a giant whose impact seems everlasting.
A 75-year-old man came up to me and said, I'm so glad to finally meet the family. I've got a story I've been wanting to share. So I said, oh, that's what I learn about him every day from other people all the time. And he says, I was 10 years old and the priest used to take him to Yankee Stadium for games. He said, and I wanted your grandfather's autograph, and he says, and there were tons of kids. But he stood in front of that stadium till it was dark. I was the last child, and I got his autograph. He waited for me. And I thought, wow. What ball player can say that nowadays? And this guy kept this memory for 65 years.
Some of the most lasting impressions of the Babe were those of his uproarious nature and devil-may-care ways.
What you saw is what you got. I mean, yeah, he knew some famous people and he could get into places, and I'm sure he used it when he had to. But basically, my mother said he was just an average guy wanting to have fun and just work like everybody else. And he just had a lot of more opportunities to have a lot of fun. And he was just a very down-to-earth guy.
Yet would the slugger be as popular today as he was during the roaring 20s?
Well, I think they still embrace Babe because you know what? He was lovable. He had that charismatic thing going. And I think that nowadays people would embrace him just as much as they did in the 20s, definitely.
Something that lends credence to that sentiment is the fact that the Babe's name is still widely used in common, everyday language.
I'm going to check in how to get the term Ruthian put in the dictionary because obviously people are using it all the time. I hear it all the time. I hear Michael Jordan is the Babe Ruth of basketball. It is used as an adjective. Ruthian hamburgers, Ruthian this, Ruthian that. I think it should be in the dictionary. It's a measuring stick.
Now it's time for Pennant Chase's Top 5 Plays, brought to you by Degree.
Fly ball right field. Walker going back, still going. He jumps, and he's got it. What a catch by Walker. He took a home run away from Piazza. Wow.
Into right center, pretty well hit. Finley backing up, backing up, backing up. He's at the wall. He jumps, and he makes a phenomenal catch. Finley saved the double.
Looper, Omar, yes, sir.
They just added to the highlight reel. One more play in the book for Omar Vizquel.
High drive to left field, hooking down the line and going foul, and disappearing is Al Martin, and he apparently caught the ball. Holy mackerel, what a highlight film catch that was.
This time, and Junior going back to the track. The wall makes the leap and makes the catch. Amazing catch by Junior.
Four tires fueling out the door.
Feel the heat radiating out of your skin.
It's nasty hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in the pits to switch antiperspirants.
Ultra Dry Degree, body heat activated.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
When your body heat rises, Degree Ultra Dry's powerful new form releases extra protection when you need it most.
This is one of the few products that can keep up with me.
It kept me dry. Ultra Dry.
Worked better than my old stick.
New Degree Ultra Dry. Now more than ever, your body heat turns it on.
The proof is in the pits.
Chicago Cubs slugger Sammy Sosa is having a spectacular season, and he's a big reason why the Cubs are still in the hunt for the wild card spot. Not since 1989 has Chicago made it to the postseason, and the Cubs are battling the Mets and the Giants with a chance to break that dry spell.
Nearly a decade has passed since the Cubs last clinched a postseason berth. But now in mid-August, Chicago remains in the hunt for a wild card, and perhaps even more.
Our goal is not the wild card. We're going to try to win the Central Division. And in order to win the Central Division, we're going to have to play awfully well because the Houston Astros are off to their best record in the history of their franchise.
And with the acquisition of Randy Johnson, the Astros have an ace-to-match Cubs fireballer, Kerry Wood, the 21-year-old rookie who has proven his worth.
This guy's got terrific stuff. Even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he can still go out and dominate you.
Got him with a breaking ball. That's number 9.
And when he does have his good stuff, he can do what he did with the Houston Astros, and that's strike out 20 of them.
The Cubs may be favorites for the postseason if Wood's tendonitis-plagued bicep holds up and Sammy Sosa continues his dream season assault on Roger Maris's record.
Sammy's had an unbelievable year. He's accomplished everything that a guy can accomplish. He's made all-star teams.
From the Chicago Cubs, outfielder Sammy Sosa.
He's been player of the month, player of the week. He's driven in 100 runs. He's hit over 40 home runs.
He drives one to center, all the way back. This could be grand slam. Grand slam, Sammy Sosa. His first of his career, number 40 for Sammy Sosa.
He's done all the things that star players do. But the thing he has not done, he's never played a postseason game. And I think Sammy realizes that in order to be a true superstar in this game, you never will be until you do it in October. And Sammy needs to get there, and I want to help him get there.
The days of lonely Chicago Cubs fans basking in disappointment seem long gone because the wild card race is in full swing.
You know, we're playing in front of sellouts every day now in Wrigley Field, and the fans are getting excited about it, and we feed off it. We get excited with them, and we play that much harder because we know every game and every pitch is important.
Got him, and the Cubs win it.
Chicago began August on a bit of a skid, but after a recent sweep, the confidence appears strong and the formula for success crystal clear.
We just need to go out and play our brand of baseball, good, solid, fundamental baseball, timely hitting, timely pitching, and you know, the playoffs will take care of itself if we do that. If we don't do that, then we got nothing to worry about.
Time now for the Fantasy Baseball Report.
Hi there, everybody. Lenny Melnick and Irwin's Willing, right here at the All-Star Cafe. Welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Report. So, Will, so much information in the newspapers to absorb, not only for this year, but for next year as well. Let me give you one. Mark Wohlers.
All right.
Now, if Wohlers comes up for half the value he went for this year in next year's draft, would you touch him?
Not for a quarter of the value. I think he's suffering from Steve Sachs disease, and I don't think he's going to find it in 1998. I like the guy. He's good for baseball, but I don't think he's going to find it.
Now, for this year, Troy Percival, another big-time closer, suffering from dizzy spells. He says it might be because of caffeine and dipping. He plans to give it up during the stretch. Too much stress. I don't buy it.
Percival's got a history of injuries, and you really have to wonder whether the Angels are really giving us all the information. I'd be very leery on going after him.
Now, Chan-Ho Park has turned it around. James Baldwin has turned it around. He arguably was one of the worst pitchers in the first half.
Absolutely.
He's made a big-time change. Charles Nagy has turned it around as well. You surprised?
No. Nagy, I'm not surprised about. I know because we just got him in a trade, so therefore I thought he was going to be good. Chan-Ho Park, they finally found it with him. This is a guy that's been consistent, start after start. Baldwin, I'm still not convinced. I thought he had great stuff at the start of the year. Didn't look like he was finding his location. All of a sudden, it's now developed. So I think 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Okay, 2 guys coming off the injured list, Donovan Osborne and Ken Hill. I think Hill's going to be a big-time factor.
Donovan Osborne's going to be a big-time factor if the Cardinals are going to make a push for that wild card. Very questionable. Ken Hill's got a short arm delivery, and as a result, I think his timing is very hard to acquire, and I think he may struggle coming down for the pennant stretch.
I'm concerned about Mark McGwire and the fatigue factor. I think the stress is getting to him. I don't think McGwire's going to hit 60. How is that?
You're right. I think he's going to hit 70.
Okay,
all
okay.
right?
I've seen batting slumps before. I don't think I've ever seen a stolen base slump quite like Tommy Goodwin is going through. He seems to get caught stealing every time.
Well, they're going to stay with Tommy Goodwin. Tommy Goodwin's got a history of being caught stealing, but I think he's the guy that's going to kind of got him there, and I think he's going to stay there. And I know you think there may be a minor leaguer or 2 that may get called up.
Alex Rodriguez, 30-30 man. Is he still the best player in fantasy baseball?
My guy. I think he's the best, and I think he's the best for a long time to come. Now, here are a bunch of guys and a bunch of situations that you can look at for 1998. If you have any questions, please contact us the following email address.
Is there a whitening toothpaste that doesn't use bleach or harsh abrasives?
Absolutely. Aquafresh Whitening's Tri-Clean formula gently breaks up stains to get teeth whiter. Not even Rembrandt whitens better. And Aquafresh is safe to use every day.
Don't I also need fluoride?
Aquafresh Whitening gives you all the fluoride of Crest cavity protection, but whitens better.
Now that's a great idea.
Aquafresh Whitening, safe to use every day for dazzling whiter teeth.
First you bought a home, and then you fixed it up. You added a deck, landscaped the yard, got furniture, and of course, appliances. Now your home looks great, but your bills are piling up. It's time to call First Plus. At First Plus, you can consolidate those bills into one lower monthly payment, and the interest may be tax deductible. And First Plus gives you more, up to 125% of the value of your home, so you don't need equity. Just call First Plus today at 1-800-510-PLUS.
Welcome back to Pin and Chase. So who's the best player of all time? It's an age-old argument in the world of baseball and a popular topic in many circles. So next, we'll tell you about a book devoted to baseball's 100 best.
Our final chapter before we go. Writing a book about baseball's 100 best proved to be an educational experience for college professor turned author Ken Scholler.
It teaches you something about numbers. It teaches you something about statistics and setting up criteria. One of the things that I tried to stay focused on was don't let bias or personal likes and dislikes influence your judgment. Just come into it looking at it objectively rather than subjectively, and try to get the numbers together and let the numbers decide in your research.
No matter which way Scholler crunched the stats, it was Babe Ruth who ranked number one.
I thought in advance that the most important statistic for a hitter was slugging average. Ruth slugged .690, and that's one of the reasons he's the greatest player of all time. Because slugging average is much more important than batting average because it rates how many bases you get per at-bat. So Ruth essentially got 69 bases per 100 at-bats, and that doesn't even include his walks, and he walked a great deal. So that was very important, the slugging average. But then also, I wanted to look at what I call 5, 10, and 15-year runs, or averages. Ruth had a 15-year run from 1919 through 1933 in which he hit 660 home runs for an average of 44 per year. Hank Aaron had a run from 1957 through 1973 in which he hit 645 home runs, which is an average of 38 per year. With pitchers, I looked at ERA, winning percentage, but also looked at the differential between a pitcher's winning percentage, and the team's winning percentage. For example, Roger Clemens began this year with a .644 lifetime percentage, which is 128 points better than the teams he's played for. His teams began with a .516 percentage. That's the greatest differential in the history of baseball, and I was very surprised to find it.
Of the top 100 players of all time, the author set aside 25 spots for pitchers.
I think Walter Johnson's the greatest pitcher of all time. Several criteria he dominates. He's more than 100 points better than the hapless Washington Senator teams he played on. Senators first in war, first in peace, and last in the American League. That was how Washington was called. And then he's got the ERA that dominates the era. For a large number of years, he's averaging 30 wins per year, which we won't see again because guys then pitched every third and fourth day. So he's really great in that respect. But he's not far better than Christy Mathewson. He's not far better than Lefty Grove or Tom Seaver.
Interspersed among the stats and bar graphs are anecdotes about these legendary greats.
Just to make interesting copy, you have to have, I think, a combination of facts, quotes, and anecdotes. You can't just write a statistical treatise and have people want to read it. You have to have more than that. So I do have quotes throughout. But I never let what someone said be the final arbiter of what was best. I didn't let someone say Ruth was the best and therefore he is. You have to look at his career and come to that on your own.
Baseball's 100 Best, a fun book packed with numbers.
Healthy hair starts with a healthy scalp. New Total Hair Fitness shampoos help stimulate the scalp and unclog pores. For stronger, healthier hair, new Total Hair Fitness for men.
CompuServe 4.0. Better, faster, easier. For those serious about internet online, get new CompuServe 4.0. Call now.
Pennant Chase was brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant and deodorant. Your body heat turns it on.
The following program is a special presentation of Fox Sports Net.
Hi there, we are here in Hungary, and it's a really strange place. So many crazy things happen. Just see the last year's race. We'll see what this year is going to happen.
Hungary is a strange place. Like last year, Damon was leading most of the race and nearly won it, so it's a hard race for the cars and the drivers, so anything can happen here.
Hungary, great circuit, no problem.
Hungary is obviously a very special circuit, particularly for the hot weather circumstance. You're going to see a lot of cars probably stopping in the race, means not finishing because of reliability problems. But the driver very demanding, so I hope you cross for us the fingers. Then we obviously want to do well here.
I've never finished lower than second in Hungary. Think about it.
Fox Sports Net and the FIA World Championship come to Hungary, where the first Grand Prix was staged in 1936, over 50 laps of a circuit in a city park. Tazio Nuvolari's Alfa Romeo defeating the 6-liter auto union of Bernd Rosemeyer for the win. Modern Formula One racing came here in 1986 for the first time behind the Iron Curtain, and 200,000 fans stormed to the Hungaroring, where we are today for round 12 of the FIA Formula One World Championship. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Fox Sports Net coverage. I'm Mike Joy with the executive editor of F1 Racing Magazine, Peter Windsor, and 5-time winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Derek Bell. What a beautiful city, what a beautiful place.
It is the most magnificent city, and of course it's only just 12 miles down the road to this excellent circuit where I think we're going to have an outstanding race today.
Well, even though, Derek, it's mid-season and this championship chase is falling into place, Peter, there's still a lot of new developments even this week.
Yes, that's right. New front tyre from Bridgestone, wider front tyre, built in a compound that McLaren chose from the recent Jerez test. They're now feeling that compound is very marginal, so it's going to be extremely interesting to see how they get on with that. New long wheelbase Benetton too. Interesting circuit on which to introduce such a car. Really, it's going to come into its own at Spa, but here it's already proving to be as quick as the shorter car. David Coulthard now racing to finish second in the World Championship. Very relaxed about that, so I see him today performing a very, very good team job for West McLaren Mercedes. It's going to be a good race. It's going to be hot. It's going to be tyres. It's going to be engines. It's going to be everything. Back to you.
Going to be hot, especially a little sweat on Peter's brow there, and this big crowd dressed more for the beach, as it's going to be some 90 degrees today. This season has been dominated by this team. West McLaren Mercedes, Mika Hakkinen with 6 victories, David Coulthard with 1, split only by Michael Schumacher, whose Ferrari has 4 wins. He expected great things last race in Germany, Derek, but was not rewarded.
No, he certainly wasn't, but all the fans are there, all the red flags are out for Michael Schumacher, but it wasn't really to be Ferrari's day at all. They had a miserable weekend. Michael pulling out to have an electrifying start. His car in front puts in the way of him, but it really is the 2 McLarens. You can see them pulling away here, but Ralf Schumacher, the younger brother of Michael, it was his race. He was the man that drove with those McLarens for several laps, but by degrees those McLarens pulled away, and it was Jacques Villeneuve that, in my opinion, had the most outstanding race of the day. David Coulthard trying to make up time in his pit stop, but he overshoots, which of course cost him time, and he comes out of the pits, and he's still behind their old Mika. Mika goes on to win, but at the end it was Michael saying to his brother Ralph, what are we going to do to try and beat these McLarens?
Sixth win of the year for Mika Hakkinen. He expands his lead over Michael Schumacher to 16 points in the Drivers' Championship. Their teammates, David Coulthard and Eddie Irvine, third and fourth, and then Alexander Wirtz for Benetton. The Constructors' Championship looks similar. McLaren Mercedes pads their lead over Ferrari, while Benetton, Williams, and Jordan scrap for the remaining points. Mid-season, Derek, it seemed that Ferrari would really challenge McLaren for both the Constructors and Drivers' Championship, but what's happened these last few races?
Well, I don't think you should really judge it on one race. After all, in Hockenheim, Michael Schumacher had an engine blow up. He went off the road in a car, lost a whole day's session. And in the race, they just didn't have the downforce. They didn't seem to have the speed. But, of course, they were told before the race, we're going to take your little electronic black box away, and we're going to check it out after the race. So we're wondering whether maybe they took off some of their little electronic aids. Ron Dennis is convinced, and he's intimating with a protest that they have fiddle brakes. But Ross Brawn, in replying, says we don't have traction control. It makes you wonder what they're really getting at. However, at the end of the day, if we get rid of all this nonsense, we're going to get some great racing.
Here's a look at Jacques Villeneuve, who's been the winner of this race the last 2 years in a row. One of the Jordans readied on the grid.
Yes, Damon Hill actually sits down there by a car. Remember, he has had some outstanding results here. He's never finished lower than second place. In the last 2 years, he's been second, and he won it previously to that, and he's going very well here, fourth quickest in qualifying.
Alexander Wirtz, first time he's seen this circuit, will start from the 9th position. As for Ferrari's troubles, well, it's become kind of a one-horse race with McLaren Mercedes dominating. Let's get the word right from Michael Schumacher from the horse's mouth, as it were. What's wrong with Ferrari, Michael?
We have seen that in testing in Monza, been too slow to be honest, and Hockenheim increased our problem because it's far more bumpy than what is Monza, and that is a particular problem to us, and we're finding some of that problem here. Here we obviously have enough downforce to compensate for some of it. In Hockenheim you drive so low downforce that you don't have that compensation.
I will see if Schumacher fares better today. All through this season, Peter has gotten various folks in the Formula One circus to help us keep you tuned to our telecast. And there's this one fella he's been just trying to get to be a credible spokesman, and he's had a little trouble.
Remember we did one at Monaco?
I remember.
It was fantastic.
He just doesn't give up. I guess you want me to say, stay with us for more action from Hungary, right?
Exactly that. Thank you very much.
You'll never get me to say that.
You want football? Well, we've got football. This year, Sports Illustrated wants to help you get ready for NFL 98 with the ultimate preseason package. 2 great gifts, a Riddell replica mini helmet of your choice and your favorite team's official NFL Films highlight video. Free with your paid subscription. Your Riddell replica mini helmet features the logo and colors of your favorite team. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours.
And now the fun starts.
With your official NFL team video, you'll see if your team has what it takes to be great in 98.
Keep putting the heat on them, man. Keep putting the heat on them.
Call now. Get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.47 an issue. Save 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card and we'll also send you a 100% cotton SI logo t-shirt free. Countdown to NFL 98 with the ultimate preseason package free from Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
We care about what we do. Make sure everything is just right. We're proud to have our name on our work. That's what Jiffy Lube's signature service is all about. Jiffy Lube Signature Service. Our name is on the line, and we offer Pennzoil.
Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana's favorite oil change.
The Grand Prix of Hungary on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota, every day. Our Toyota pre-race coverage continues as cars move out from the pit lane and around to make up the grid for today's race. Not to discount the record and the accomplishments of Michael Schumacher this season, but lately the Schumacher that's moving towards center stage is his younger brother, Ralph.
That's right, guys. I'm with Ralf Schumacher now, and 3 great races in a row, Ralph. Do you feel you've attained a new level as a driver, or is it just the team and the car coming together?
Well, I mean, we all improved. The team really improved itself. The car did, and I did. And I mean, as you have a better car, you get more confidence, and you finish races.
Silverstone was a great race, a wet race. Do you enjoy the wet?
Well, I always enjoyed wet, and as you have a good car, which we haven't wet, then it's enjoyable, and you can have a good result as well.
And how do you think you're going to go today in Hungary?
It's a bit difficult at the moment. It's again another low-speed circuit where you need a mechanical grip, which we didn't find now. But it's going to be somewhere between 6 and 8 or 10 maybe.
Flashback again to Austria. Michael was behind you for a few laps. How was that? Did you enjoy that bit?
I mean, I enjoyed racing again with Michael. I mean, we were, he wasn't too quick, so it was quite a good level. But then I had to give up because of my front tire. But I mean, I enjoyed it.
Got to ask you this question. 99, any plans yet?
Not yet, it's far too early, but I'm going to let you know in September.
He's going to let you know in September. I'll make a prediction that he will be in a Williams. Back to you.
Williams for Ralf Schumacher. Interesting.
I wouldn't. Where else would you go? If you're a young driver, been at Jordan, you'd have to go to Williams. You've got to go forwards and upwards, and Williams is the only place. Can't go to McLaren, can't go to Ferrari, wouldn't want to go to Benetton, so he's got to go to Williams, and I would if I could.
Well, if he goes to Williams, where does Eddie Jordan look?
Well, Eddie, of course, always looks for young drivers to bring them on, and I think I would have a crack at Montoya, particularly as he's the test driver at Williams. There's a possibility he could do a deal with Williams if Ralph went there to get the test driver Montoya back as part of a financial deal.
Well, his name is Montoya's name has been linked with several teams. So,
well, everybody has a go at this time of the year, don't they? But Montoya's going to go to his best deal. But at the moment, he's probably in the hands of Bernie Eccleston and the boys, picking out where's the best place for him to go.
Well, hopefully you'll be announcing your plans for next season before we get too far along here.
I'll probably be sitting right
too.
here.
I hope I will as well. Let's have a look at qualifying highlights for this week's Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yes, they're very intriguing. In fact, nobody got out very early yesterday. They waited about 20 minutes, but it was Fisichella that had a lurid moment as he went off the road, tried to control it, actually kept on opposite lot all the way through, hit the tyre wheel, comes out again with the engine still running. But the story of it was Michael Schumacher gets pole initially, but it's very difficult. You've got to keep right on line here. Then it was David Coulthard. He went out, he got pole position, but of course it was this man, Mika Hakkinen, got one of those perfect laps that only Mika can do in that McLaren. Goes out and gets pole position. Super time, gets up there at the front, but Damon Hill probably was the outstanding drive yet again. Circuit he adores, goes out and gets fourth position. Michael Schumacher quite happy with his third place, but Mika Hakkinen overjoyed with pole position.
On yet another pole for Mika Hakkinen. Work going on as we get set at the McLaren grid. Bernie Ecclestone.
Bernie's having a look around and introducing him to some people that we can't see because they're out of the frame.
Well, you know it's somebody with money.
It's got to be somebody valiant and somebody very, very important, no doubt.
Michael Schumacher.
And Jean Todt opposite there, and Michael's, obviously you can see the tube that he drinks his fluids from going to the front of his helmet and his radio connections on the side. He's just done his warm-up laps. He's probably going to take his helmet off at this point so he can relax for the next few minutes before the start and just sort of just get himself into gear.
Last evening, Peter had a chance to relax with Rubens Barrichello and take a little stroll out on the town of Budapest.
Hungary's unbelievable, isn't it? The people here and the atmosphere. It must be more crazy here, I think, than any Grand Prix.
I like it very much here because the atmosphere is so nice. It's a hot place, beautiful buildings, and during the night it's a lovely place. I really, really enjoy being here.
In many ways, it's what Formula One's all about. You're coming to places like this that's so different from Germany. It's an incredible contrast.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good time. The people are lovely, and the women are beautiful here. If I wasn't married, you know, it's a good place to get married.
And how are things in the team? As good as the atmosphere here?
I feel very good. I feel fantastic. The track itself is in a good place. I mean, you can see it is an area where it's difficult because the circuit is quite tight. It's different from the space that you have from the city. But it is. I mean, I enjoy coming into Hungary. It's different. Just make it more nice.
Good. We'll have a great race.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Now, Barrichello's name has also been linked with Williams for next season, but it's getting increasingly unlikely that Williams would pay the $5 to $9 million required to buy out Barrichello's contract with Stewart and Ford. The season gets sillier and sillier as we go along. Speaking of silly, one of our television colleagues had a birthday yesterday, and the Brazilian Formula One drivers decided to help him celebrate in their own unique way.
querida. Muitas felicidades. Muitos anos de vida.
If you had $40,000, would you pay off your bills, make home improvements, or keep some for emergencies? Well, at First Plus, you can get up to $40,000 or more with no equity required. And you can get pre-qualified right now. Here's how.
Do you own your home? Do you have good credit? Do you want to pay off your bills and lower your monthly payments?
If you said yes to all 4 questions, call First Plus now. Tell them you're pre-qualified to apply for the money you need. Call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
We're going down the straightaway. Who's going to lift first?
I mean, I'm just not one to give up.
There's a macabre side to this. Who's going to lift first?
Every time you hit, you just pray that you're going to stay conscious. You're working your feet, you're working your hands, your arms.
My heroes have been the race drivers.
Your head, you're pulling a lot of G's.
You dig down and find a way to do it.
Carson's Pork Chops.
Sizzling. Take it to go. Take it to go. Tangy. Take it to go. Mouth-watering. Take it to go.
A complete pork chop dinner tonight. To place your order now, call 1-800-GET-RIBS.
Carson's.
Tomorrow night in the game room, we know Frank Thomas can drive the ball a long way, but can he grip it and rip it? The Big Hurt meets Long John for a charity commercial, and we'll take you behind the scenes tomorrow night at 7.
That was the defeat of a champion, world champion Damon Hill. Winner here in 1995 and runner-up at the Hungaroring the last 2 seasons. Welcome back to our Toyota pre-race coverage of the Grand Prix of Hungary. Mike Joy with Derek Bell and Peter Windsor.
There's Heinz Harrell sitting in the car. He's not been at all well. He's had terrible stomach problems this weekend, and of course that means dehydration. It's 90 degrees out there, and he went to see the doctor this morning, and they said, yes, you can race, but I don't think he's feeling at all well.
He had a little off with his rental car, I guess, his hire car.
Oh, yeah, well, that happens regularly.
Derek, I guess the life of a Formula One driver is so busy on and off track, you really need somebody to handle your affairs.
Yeah, they're a necessary evil, really. And I'm sure the drivers would rather do their own deals. They get the full 100% instead of giving their drivers 10 or 20%. But they're very, very important, of course, dealing with a lot of heavy businessmen out there. However, Peter Windsor is having a word with quite a few of them.
Yes, that's right, Derek. As you well know, every racing driver has one. From Michael Schumacher right down to Ricardo Rosset, all in different sizes, all in different shapes, and they all work extremely well. I'm talking about managers, of course, and in Formula One, this is where we find them. We probably see them lurking around here now. This is the Benetton motorhome, lots of discussions going on there. What I'm interested to know about managers, because they all look the same basically, but they all come from different backgrounds. So how did they start? How did they get into this position?
I was working in the marketing side of a computer company, computer-related materials.
I used to go round and round in circles in racing cars.
I worked for the International Red Cross in Africa, and before that I was a journalist.
What road car do you drive?
A Mercedes.
What sort of Mercedes?
A C36. I love cars. I've got a 550 Maranello Ferrari, got an Audi S8, and all sorts of other things.
I don't have a road car because I don't have money for that.
What's the world's best tax haven?
I've no idea.
Monaco.
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 Great Britain. It's great. You only have to pay 40% and it's well worth it.
What percentage of income do you take from Ricardo?
0.
Not enough.
Just for fun, I do it. I'll tell you in 10 years.
Little percentage, not too much at the moment.
There's no comment about that, of course. What else you want to know?
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
I guess when they come in with that $500,000 decal and jacket patch endorsement deal, they're the greatest guys in the world. But when you have to write that check at the end of the month,
yeah, I just don't know about those guys. I don't know. They seem to have the top credentials. They come from the right background, haven't they? But would you trust them with all your money? I'm not sure at all.
with a small percentage, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Damon Hill. you know, he's had such great results here, and I know he looks forward to his best race of the season here today. He's had his season's best qualifying effort for this race. And what about Damon?
Well, you know, next year is what it's really all about. And if I was Damon, I think I'd stay exactly where he is. I think he's got a great position at Jordan. I don't feel he would get back into one of the #1 teams anymore. He's got a great relationship with Jordan. The car is getting better, you know. And people like Damon, world champion material, if they're in the top positions, top 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, they'll drive that much harder. They have that extra go in it. When they're back in 9th and 10th, there is no incentive. Now, for a young driver, he's going to drive himself off the whole way through, as flat as he can, the whole way.
Well, we've seen that with Villeneuve, and we've seen it with Damon Hill this year. When the car is not competitive, they aren't quite rising to the occasion. Let's get dialed in here with world champion Damon Hill.
I like to think I take Formula One as seriously as it needs to be taken, because, you know, I think that it is not the be-all and end-all of life. I focus very hard on what I'm doing and make sure that I'm giving 100% to my job. And it's difficult to actually simply get excited or get as excited about the prospect of turning up for a race when you don't think, or you have reason to believe that it's going to be nearly impossible to win. Racing drivers are by nature impatient people, otherwise they wouldn't be racing drivers. So it's tough to actually just sit there and wait and watch time go by. And I like to be outdoors, really. That's where I'm happiest, and I like to be doing something active, you know, whether it's water sports or whether it's skiing or whether it's golf, or, you know, I mean, just anything that gets me outside. And you know, I love driving a Formula One car, but there's nothing quite like you know, riding a motorbike. You actually use your body to ride a bike, which you don't in a car. I'd love to have another go at riding a bike, but I don't think I'd like to race them so much. I had a good time when I was younger racing. I've had peaks where I've been very, very fit. I concentrate a lot on flexibility and keeping my muscles from getting too tight, which is what happens when you get older. The muscles shorten and get tighter, so it is tedious. But, you know, that's where something like the possibility of winning a Grand Prix or the possibility of winning a World Championship becomes a motivating factor.
Damon Hill still very capable of winning races if the car is there, but these have been the cars to beat the Mercedes McLarens of David Coulthard and teammate Mika Hakkinen. Getting set to go racing here with the Hungarian Grand Prix. And let's get a little bit of local flavor, where the local flavor is fattening. We'll be right back as we lead up to the start after a word from McLaren's Ron Dennis.
Hope you're having fun. Stay with us and join us again in Hungary.
Are you a homeowner with a lot of debt? Do you think a home equity loan is a great idea? Think twice. Home equity loans mean now you have 2 mortgages. My name is Peter Francis Geraci, and my law firm may be able to help you get out of debt without another mortgage. Find out how to lower your monthly payments without borrowing more and keep your home equity for yourself and your family. Listen to my new bankruptcy info tapes now.
1-800-401-4010.
Fox Sports Chicago presents Countdown to the Run. Brought to you by Geico Direct. Week 9, setting goals.
There are various records, world records, national records, Olympic records, but in my mind, the only records that really count are personal records. And these involve goals, not necessarily time. Remember that your goals should always be reasonable and attainable, and you should pursue them in a step-by-step basis so that you do have a realistic chance of achieving them. In the marathon, that means first time around, your goal is to finish. It's only after doing that that you can then take the next step, set some time goals, so that in next year's LaSalle Bank Chicago Marathon, you can go for time.
You can join us on the internet at www.chicagomarathon.com. The 1998 LaSalle Bank Chicago Marathon can be seen live on Fox Sports Chicago.
Grand Prix of Hungary on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota every day. Welcome back to our Toyota pre-race coverage for the Grand Prix of Hungary. A little bit of news we missed at the top of the show is that the Prost drivers have re-signed, not resigned, but re-signed with Alain Prost for 1999.
Yeah, I don't think there was really anywhere else they were going to go. They haven't exactly shone, and nor is the team. I don't think anybody wants to go there, and nobody wants the drivers at this time, and it's rather depressing for them because they're both very talented.
Alain Prost said Olivier Panis and Jarno Trulli have shown determination and patience during this first season of restructuring and deserve to reap the rewards in 99. We will see.
I just hope Peugeot stay with them because they said, well, you better get on with the act in 99, boys, as we're out of the program.
Sylvester Stallone in the blue cap posing for pictures and working up a Formula One movie.
And there's Bernie Eccleston just looking over his field, just checking it all out. It's amazing. That man is such a hands-on man. Every race, he's on the grid, in and out, chatting with the drivers, chatting with the teams, checking, but he always has time to talk to you.
Looks a little like Scrooge McDuck and has the pile of cash to play the role.
Yeah, well, I guess if I was earning £1 million a week, maybe I would get in there and work on Sundays too. But he does a great job, and he has a tremendous show out there. Look at those people. They've come to watch Grand Prix racing, and Bernie is the mastermind behind it.
Let's see, $1.5 million a week. That's just shy of your talent fee.
Yeah, I know.
These shows.
Exactly. $1.5 million cents. Not even that.
They say this is a difficult track to pass on, Derek. Show us why. Let's have a look around the Hungaroring.
Yes, it's really a very, very vicious circuit, really. It's very, very twisty, very hard on the drivers. A very abrasive circuit, and really the tires are what it's all about. As you turn into turn one, the track actually slips away on braking and turning. You can see the opposite lock that Mika Hakkinen puts on there as he comes through the corner, and you actually rocket out, lurch into the next corner. Series of lefts and rights. A lot of G-force under braking. They're going down this short straight up to 175 miles an hour as he goes through here, braking down, pulling 2.5 G as he goes through here. You've got to keep off those curbs, but it's really very fatiguing, very hard on the driver indeed. Tire choice is all important in this circuit, of course, and of course it's the amount of time that you can be on the power, off the power, and try not to be off the power more than normal, and this is what it's all about in this circuit. But if you have an understeering car, you're not going to make it, so they have to get the balance just right. And of course, what works in practice or in qualifying isn't necessarily going to work in the race, because the track will get a lot more grip on it as the circuit goes on, as the race goes on, should I say. And of course it becomes vital that you have just the right compound at the right time. And of course last year it was a Bridgestone circuit, but it is a great little circuit. High downforce, high cornering speeds, braking, traction, and cornering off the power there as he goes on to the last turn. And now we're down to Jacques Villeneuve and Olivier Panis for their comments about this circuit.
It's like any other track. I mean, even on the tracks where it should be easy to overtake, somehow it's not, which is very surprising. And sometimes you get on the track where it's impossible to overtake, and that's where the people don't expect you to overtake them. So you just go crazy, and suddenly you're side by side with them, and they're a little bit surprised.
This track is very difficult for the level de grip because the track is very dusty. But the first day is very difficult, but for Sunday it's much better. The very big point for this track is very important not to lose the line, because after it's too much difficult to clean up the tires, because after 2/3 laps the grip again come in. But very, very difficult track for this point.
The grid is formed up for the Grand Prix of Hungary. Let's have a look at the starting grid as our Toyota pre-race continues. 8th pole of the year for Hakkinen, and the 9th time we've had an all-McLaren front row.
And David Coulthard had been out there all weekend, but couldn't make it when he came to qualifying.
First time ever at this track, there's no Williams on the front row.
Yeah,
Michael, sorry,
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to say, look at Damon Hill up there. He's done a tremendous job in getting 4th place.
Best qualifying of the season for Damon, and Michael Schumacher, last year's pole sitter. Eddie Irvine will line up in the 3rd row along with last year's winner, Jacques Villeneuve.
Yeah, the Williams is getting better and better every race, and Jacques' confidence is really flying now.
Heinz-Harald Frentzen set the fastest lap last year, and Giancarlo Fisichella in the Benetton.
But poor on Heinz-Harald Frentzen, as I said just now, terrible stomach problems, so I don't think we're going to see too much from him, but who knows.
Alexander Wirtz lines up 9th in his first look at this circuit. And Ralf Schumacher, 5th here last year.
Here's what Alexander Wirtz, of course, first time out, and not easy for him to get up there and do a good time. I think he's done a remarkable job when you consider it rained most of Friday.
In the 6th row, it's been a long week for Jean Alesi. He had a lot of oversteer in practice, understeer in qualifying, while Pedro Diniz equals his best qualifying of the year in the Arrows. 7th row, Mika Salo's Arrows. He missed Diniz's time by 0.06 of a second, his teammate, and Barrichello in the Stewart. Row 8, we expected more from Johnny Herbert, who finished 3rd here last year. He lines up 15th, and Jarno Trulli in the Prost. Row 9, Jos Verstappen in the Stewart, and Takagi, who had the fastest top speed, trap speed, in the only Tyrrell that'll start today's race. Tuero, 5th time this year that he's been on the last row, and Panis, no downforce on his car, trouble in qualifying, starts back there in 20th, and for the 4th time this year, Ricardo Rosset on the way home. He's had no success adapting to the bumpy circuits and did not qualify within 107% of the pole sitter Mika Hakkinen. So 21 cars will start today's race, led by Mika Hakkinen and teammate David Coulthard. We'll be right back with the start.
Attention citizens, if you plan to be on the road seeking fun and recreation this summer, here's an important tip. Nothing beats 1-800-COLLECT for staying in touch. It's easy to use and costs 10 cents a minute every evening. And as Mr. Chaz McFeely here learned, failure to use 1-800-COLLECT can get you in trouble. So there you have it. Dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's easy, you can save a bundle, and you'll keep our furry friends happy. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening.
If you had $40,000, would you pay off your bills, make home improvements, or keep some for emergencies? Well, at First Plus, you can get up to $40,000 or more with no equity required. And you can get pre-qualified right now. Here's how.
Do you own your home? Do you have good credit? Do you want to pay off your bills and lower your monthly payments?
If you said yes to all 4 questions, call First Plus now. Tell them you're pre-qualified to apply for the money you need. Call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
There's only one, Bob Rohrman.
Are you ready for a great deal on any Nissan you want? I mean, any Nissan you want? Are you ready? Come to Arlington Nissan in Buffalo Grove, the Nissan retailer with easy deals. Are you ready? Deals at or near invoice? Are you ready? We're ready for you. Bob Rohrman's Arlington Nissan in Buffalo Grove, 1 mile east of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
Welcome back to our Toyota pre-race for the Grand Prix of Hungary. The grid beginning to clear, and we're getting close to a formation lap. Michael Schumacher, can he restore Ferrari's hopes, which are dimming for this championship? Today, it's only 80 degrees. They expected 90, track temperature near 100. Humidity, moderate at 42%, hardly any breeze, and a slim chance of rain.
Some tar burn there as he went off, so the traction control isn't working on his car. If he has it, that's for certain. Must point out at this point, Schumacher did an outstanding job in qualifying when you consider that he's one of the few cars up there on hard rubber Goodyear tires, and he did a great job in getting such a good time in qualifying. Should pay off in the race.
We're on the formation lap for the Grand Prix of Hungary. Mike Joy with Derek Bell and Peter Windsor. Mika Hakkinen, our Drivers' Championship leader, 16 points over Michael Schumacher. That's McLaren versus Ferrari. McLaren and Ferrari 3rd and 4th with Coulthard and Irvine, then Wirtz and defending champion Jacques Villeneuve.
Well, of course, there's all a brilliant night is going to be in this race, Mike. It's going to be about who can get in front at the start. And, of course, Michael Schumacher is on the nice clean line right behind Mika Hakkinen.
Now explain that, Derek, about which is the clean line and which is the dirty row.
Well, the clean line is the one that's where everybody's been